So yeah, this was heavy. How I managed to get it home on a push bike, I do not know. Hey guys, I'm MeeMee and I do Allsorts, and today we are straying away finally from an unboxing. This time I'm going to take you through my Hobbycraft haul. The reason why I've done this huge haul was because Hobbycraft been having a half price art sale. So as soon as I saw that was it. I was on my push bike and I pedalled in scorching heat, as hot as it can actually get in the UK, and that was my day. I went art supply hunting. So without further ado, we've got quite a bit to get through, so let's get going. Right, first up we have white acrylic paint, because everyone knows you need a lot of white paint. So these were on offer 2 for £5, so I thought that was a really good deal. So that's what I got. And next we've got gesso. You know, good primer for anything from textured surfaces to canvases to anything that you really want to make white and primed for paint to go on smoothly. Now this one was £5, but it was down to £2.50. This is the one that I actually own. It's £5 from the works. So really you can't have too much gesso. Next up we've got everyone's favourite paint marker, Poscas. So I've gone to smaller size and I've gone to the medium size. The £8 was £18, but it was down to £9. And then this monotone one where you've gone black, white and silver and gold, it was £9 and down to £4.50. They're a nice little addition for when you already have a few Posca markers yourself. In this day and age, you can't have too many Poscas. Right, next up. Sorry, didn't you see that? Let me show you again. Sorry, but if you want to know what those are, then stay tuned for a future video. Alright, next up we have Liquitex paint. Now these are the more expensive ones, and these are the 59ml ones, and they actually did come in and an eye-watering £6.50. But I've been wanting to use these for quite some time, especially after watching some YouTube artists use them and they swear by them, so which now brings me on to, yeah. Do you remember seeing this box in the past video? This box contained Japanese treats, and this time the treats are now, ta-da, magically transformed into Liquitex heavy body paint. So I actually bought almost like a whole set of Liquitex heavy body paint. So I've got 2 new colours, which have now been added to the pile. If there's one thing that you need to know about me, is that I love my boxes. If it's strong and sturdy, I'm keeping it. Right, next, I have no idea how on earth I did not lose this. It is tiny, absolutely tiny. As you can see, it's a Winsor & Newton Cotton watercolour half pan in cadmium red hue. This is one of my favourite reds to use, and I will even show you. Now, this is my main watercolour set. I have 2 travel sets, and this is the biggest one I've got so far. Inside, as you can see, we've got a wide range of colours, all lovingly used, and that is the cadmium red hue. And as you can see in the middle, you can see that I am pretty much at the bottom of it, so I have used it an awful lot. And when I first picked this up, I wasn't too sure if it was going to fit in, but I think it will. So phew on that. And this cost me £2.70. Next up, I got myself a new palette because yeah, this is what my other one looks like. It's plastic, it's flimsy, and no matter how hard I try to scrub, it is stained like mad. I mean, I've given up on it, then this is what's left of the last scroller box. So yeah, that's going straight in the bin. And so far it feels a lot better, a lot sturdier. So I am looking forward to using this and defying all odds and destroying it as well. Right, next up we have Winsor & Newton Pro markers. Now I'm not really a huge fan of Winsor & Newton markers, but merely because I cannot for the life of me get these damn caps off. They come in 12 beautiful colours, including in a blender as well. These were £22 down to £11, and they make a nice little addition to the 3 I already got in the scroll box. So now I have like different skin tones, and I've actually got colours. Right, up next is a new one that I cannot wait to try out. I have seen people use these things in colour mediums, you know, much like watercolours, and I have tried something similar from Scroller Box, which were the Derwent ink tent sticks, which I'm assuming works similarly to this. So we've gone to 8 colours here, and these were a hefty £25 down to £12.50. I am actually looking forward to using them as part of a piece and just to see how they work, and it's just something a bit different. Right, next up we have something a bit more unusual, but what I think is an absolute necessity in any artist's arsenal. These are eraser pencils, as you can see. They look like pencils, but the lead is actually an eraser. Now, I absolutely love these because if you want to get rid of very, very fine lines without rubbing out half of the picture, I would highly recommend these because you're going to get a far more precise result. Here I have just 2 that I frequently use. It's a Faber-Castell one that I got in a scroller box, and it's got the same pink rubber on one end, which is for more harder use, and there's a softer one on the other end, which you don't get with this, it's just the hard end. This one I use the most, and obviously we can all read upside down. And this one I really do use the most, as you can see, and this one has a much softer rubber to it. And oddly enough, it does actually erase like a normal pencil. And I have to admit, you can actually sharpen these like a normal pencil, instead of the graphite falling out and making a mess of you when the rubber actually comes out with the shaving, and it actually sticks to it, or it comes out in like a clump of its own, so it's just easy to clean up afterwards. And like I said, you get absolute precision with them. So this 2-pack cost me £4, but I highly recommend that you invest in one. Right, up next, let me try again. Yep. No, sorry, can't do much about that. If you want to see what that actually was, then stay tuned for yet another video. Now here's something that I've never seen before. It's a Hessian panel in a 2-pack. Now I've seen people drawn Hessian bags, but I've never seen a panel. Obviously the camera does not want to focus until right now, but you know, and it's got into really rough texture, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I am really looking forward to actually trying these out. So that's what it looks like. And these actually cost me £3. Right, so next isn't exactly an art material, but more of a canvas. When which comes in the form of these giant clothes pegs. I've seen people start customising like really interesting objects, so I'm hoping to customise these and see how that goes. And these cost me £1.50 each. And I'm talking about strange canvases. Here's another one, and this time it's in the form of coasters. I have a really good idea for this one, which I've not stopped thinking about since yesterday when I picked them up. So you can get in 6 coasters, you can get the coaster holder, pretty much the standard coasters really. And this cost me £4. And so now we're getting into the last 2 items, and then sort of like the biggest ones as well. First up, and these storage containers. These are standard clear plastic document boxes. I have one of these upstairs already, and which houses at least 500 sheets of printer paper. I found them extremely useful, and I've been looking for one of these boxes for like the best part of the past 2 years, and Hobbycraft is the only place now that I know where I can actually get them from without looking online. I wasn't exactly that desperate, but I just happened to come across them and I was like, right, that's it. So I've got 2 of them. One of them I will be using for its intended purpose. I will be putting papers in there. The other one, I had one I would call an ingenious idea, because I've noticed that with Scrollbox they do give you some messy materials, you know, like charcoal, pastels, you know, sometimes even graphite pencils, and because I live in a 1-bedroom flat, I can't exactly keep going out, and there's not really any good places for me to use fixative, for one I normally use is really cheap hairspray. I don't have anywhere safe to actually spray my pieces with without doing it in the kitchen where there's food everywhere. I can't do it in my living room without getting it on the carpet. Can't do it in my bedroom without getting it all over my clean clothes. So I thought that if I put a piece in there, you know, so for talking sake, I've done my charcoal piece, I'll pop it in there, I can spray it, I can use the lint as an extra guard. Well, you pretty much get the idea, but I just thought it would have been far better than trying to find like scrap pieces of paper. So yeah, there you go. And these cost me £4 each. Quite extortionate in my experience, because I'm pretty sure that the one that I have upstairs did not cost me that much, but unfortunately all of the stationery shops that I grew up with have closed down a very, very long time ago, so trying to find useful items is very scarce these days, without pinning arm and a leg at craft stores. Which now brings us on to our very last item, and for me an absolute godsend. And this is, as you can see, a trolley accessories set. Now I actually have one of these trolleys. I'm not going to show you it because it is in a very poor state at the moment, which is why I am so happy I've finally found these. I mean, these are so very useful for many different things. Here you can hang things off it, and don't know what else you can do, because you can see from the picture itself then there's no bottom to it. But for me personally, this could be used to hold washi tapes. I suppose you could put some thin pieces of fabric through the holes, you know, there'll be endless possibilities for it. Now this one is the whole reason why I bought it in the first place. But it's like a kitchen roll holder, and I keep losing mine, or it keeps falling off because my stacker is that full. I tried to find one of these in IKEA, but because of COVID there was barely anything there, so I had to substitute in for something a bit similar to that one, which does work, but I want something a bit more stable like that, because I can still lose it, it'll still fall out of the little tub that I've got. But yeah, there you go. Now we just touched on that, but this is another one. I have seen people with these, and you know, they do put paints in it, you can put pots in it, you know, and possibilities are endless once again. As you can see on this picture, mine is more overflown than this, but it's like for representation purposes, you know, and like I said, you can put washi tapes on that one, hang things off it. Looks like that you can put wrapping paper in it, paper towel holder. Here you can see that there's washi tapes on there, but I want to use it for the paper towels. And the last one, you can see that they're used for ribbons, and also somewhere to hold the wrapping paper so it's not on the floor and dragging it across the floor. So yeah, I think that these are actually really useful, and again, the possibilities are endless. So this one cost me £15, a little bit pricey, but it's everything that I could possibly ask for. Right, so with that said and done, that is my haul, minus the two that you didn't get to see. But yeah, I am actually really pleased with what I got, and I cannot wait to use them. So with that said, thank you guys for watching my little haul. Like I said, it is a little bit different from me unboxing, because I already knew what I got. I was just a little bit excited to show you all. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.